Storm it, win it. So that's what you watching. Remember what I said. This is Pee Wee from the big town.
You're watching Storm It, Win It.
Storm it, win it.
You're watching Storm It, Win It.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it, win it.
You're watching Storm It, Win It.
You're watching Storm it, win it.
You're watching Storm It, Win It. You're watching Storm It, Win It.
It's a beautiful morning here in Lake Seneca, upstate New York. The first time for me traveling that far to get some quality training. It took about 7 hours to get here driving. I was waiting for this for a while since I scheduled it with Neal, a legendary coach. He coaches one of the top-notch archers in the country, travels all over. I'm actually surprised I managed to schedule with him relatively quickly and get a full day with him here today. So we came over here today, took the time to travel here, stayed overnight, and this beautiful morning we're gonna go and meet him. Good.
So the main thing that I do right now is I'm going to let you start warming up. And then once you get warm, if I see anything, I'm going to take a little video. If you make a mistake with 17% FOC, it comes in like you shot it from a tree stand.
Yeah.
We're going to separate this shot into front side, back side.
Okay.
Okay. So on this shot here, what I want you to do is don't think about this. Think about aiming. What I want to do right now is I want to see how well this is ingrained in you. So on this shot here, these next couple of shots, if you have some, what I want you to do is just totally focus on aiming. Forget about this side. The mental game is paying attention to what you're doing. So if we're thinking about shooting an arrow, whether it be the front side or the back side, we're concentrating on something that we should be doing, which is shooting the bow. So we're giving each arrow purpose. So what I like to do is, depending on how your nerves are, you pick what side you're going to focus on. And that takes care of the mental game. So everything you have is pretty good. We're going to work on this backside arm a little bit. And I'm going to show you on the video what I'm looking at. Okay, so two things are happening. One is we have a very upright hand position. So what I'm getting at is we're kind of going back and then down. That's the way your scapula works.
Elbow is going back. He's making like a diagonal.
Right. It follows your rhomboid and it follows your shoulder blade. Your shoulder blade goes in, your rhomboid will bring this elbow down. But the first initial movement of this before it breaks, when it breaks, this is when the down comes in. But the first initial movement is sideways for this release. So if we had this turned over like this a little bit more, now it's working with your shoulder blade.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it, win it.
The other one is basically here. I'm very relaxed.
That's what we need, whether it's windy or not.
So I'm putting more pressure on it to not have a misfire.
I get what you're doing. This forearm needs to be relaxed at all times. Otherwise, we change the percentage of shot. We change 3 second, 7 second. I know we're trying to control this. We don't need to control this. We need to control this. So when this stiffens up, this doesn't work. So we can hook that up and I can drag you.
This is my relaxed
when
way.
we put too much pressure
Here.
Right, and what I'm looking for is no pressure here.
You want it here or you want it here? It takes 8 seconds.
There is what I would
put in
like.
the arrow until I get to anchor, and then 3 to 4 seconds to execute the shot. So my shot is between 11 to 13 seconds. The whole thing from putting an arrow until it goes off.
Yeah, so what I was counting, it was about 4 to 5 seconds once you got to where you needed to be.
Yeah.
How that broke down? That's better. That broke, as soon as that broke, it collapsed in and went down. I'm going to have you turn that just a little bit more if you can. the wrist a little bit more. Okay, there we go. Right here, start squeezing that in. Go ahead and hook onto it. A little back like you normally would. I'm going to take your elbow and lift it up a little bit. Okay. And that's from having this down and this stiff. So we're taking this section here, which is what we're doing all the work with, and we're kind of knotting it up. So when you relax that over, that shoulder just drops into position. We don't need to add pressure. When we add pressure, we add stiffness. When we add stiffness, this doesn't want to go. And then we've got to jam it down backwards, turn it just a little bit more. Keep that in line. And just start your rotation of your shoulder blade through. Boom. A little bit of movement, the release is gone. Everything naturally just falls into position. 28 days to learn a new process. It's not 10,000 arrows, it's 28 days to reset your memory in the back of your head. So if the visual is not happy,
Yes.
everything else shuts down. And it's whether or not you can go,
Clock is ticking.
start again, go back up, boom, work yourself through the shot. That's where that B game, A game comes in. So if you can consciously shoot a shot, we can subconsciously shoot a shot. But it becomes the confidence. So I get more people want to know how to build tournament nerves. I've gone to 72 tournaments, I'm still shaking. It's because you don't trust what you do. If you don't trust what you do, I'm not gonna. Nobody on the line's gonna. It's a confidence that you build. If you're confident in what you're doing and what your shot process is and what your ability is, it takes care of everything. When we shoot a bow, what is the object of shooting the bow? What makes it go? So what's your drawing?
20 quarters.
Okay, so we need to get to 28 3/4. Or 28 and a half. That's all we need to do. So as this hand, as you start your rotation of the shoulder blade, see that come out? You have no choice. You can't follow it. Right? So as that even just starts to slightly come in, I'm already extending that draw length. That shot's already gone. It just takes that much. So it's not about the release, it's not about the rotation, it's about, the hard part of it is when you start rotating, you feel the pressure on your fingers. It's like, you want to grab it and continue. You just got to leave it alone and just let the head rotate around. That's going to make it really speedy. But I don't know what you're going to have for aim. I'll move stuff around. Really nice. Target. This is going right through here. Yes, but are we manipulating it? No. So all we're doing is just taking what we're learning, making it faster. Caught up, get your body set up. You consciously have to set the shot up. Get back, transfer weight, down angle, relax. Now let's go to 80.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it, win it.
You're watching Storm It, Win It.
Got a small child hanging out the front. Whoa! These shots here, I want you to consciously get into your shot process. Everything's set up, hand position, weight transfer, and then just go to 80.
When you say weight transfer, it's basically locking the muscle.
Well, we take this weight. Okay, so if this is here and you're trying to hold a bunch of weight, okay, so actually try to pull this backwards a little bit. Okay, so you feel it how it's right here. Now, if I let you bring this around, you see how it transferred to here.
Yeah, transfer to the
rhomboids.
rhomboids.
Yep. So that's what we call. We bring it back. We set it. When you transfer that weight, you should already be in your peep and your kisser button. So we go from here, done. But the whole time you were doing it, it went from here to here to here to here, which means we're not concentrating on coming through, squeezing that shoulder blade together. So it's not a matter of I have to wrap this around. It's a matter of I just have to engage that muscle or engage that rotation in order to get this to extend. So whether I end up here or here in line doesn't matter, as long as it opened up the draw length. So when we pull the bow back, we don't want to be doing this.
Yes.
You want to bring the bow to you.
tip.
I want it to be. I want
Yeah.
you to pull this back, and then when you.
Well, I
when
don't
you
have
make-
any arrows, so I don't
yeah.
want to dry fire.
No, when you set that up in there, the peep is there. I don't want any
Yes.
of that. So get this all set, get this locked in. When you leak pressure, this is going to collapse in. So when your bow goes in front of your face this way, it's 100% guaranteed you're going to be ready.
Once the pressure is there and I settle, I start aiming and I feel that it's moving sideways.
And the other part of that is if you're, like I said, when you start driving forward with this hand, which I don't want you to do, you start driving forward with this hand, it makes that bow even move more.
Yes.
So trying to get this as relaxed and soft as we can is what we're looking for. So what I'm getting at is when you're at full draw and we start pushing towards the target, we're going to move that. It's going to become an issue. So if you can, just shove it up as high as you can, drop it in, pick the bow up, touch the two fingers, and that should stop it from sliding around.
Storm it, win it.
Storm it. Win it.
Why do these guys shoot so good at 50-60? So if you take Broadwater shooting at 20, set this up, he feels that comfortable shooting 50. You know, so it's good to go beyond what you're used to so you can creep forward. That's great. That's a great way to practice, but don't bring it past what you're comfortable with.
Taking myself to the max, to the max game that I can be at. So okay, I'm shaking, I gotta fix that. How do I fix that? If I can make a better shot over here, I can definitely make a better shot at 50.
As long as it's not interrupting the shot process.
Yes.
And as long as it's not creating
It might
an
interrupt
issue.
at the beginning.
Don't bring it back to where, okay, 40 I'm really good at, and 50 I'm kind of good at, 60 I'm like, but I can't force it to make it good. So I want to make sure that I'm at 40, even if I got to go to 45, and then 50, and then 55, instead of just big, huge swings.
Okay, I get that.
Yeah.